Hello and welcome to Raju Notes channel, your pit stop for weekly current affairs updates. The updates tailor-made for students taking all kinds of competitive exams like UPSC, civils, defense and placement interviews. Please subscribe to the channel and stay updated every Sunday.
Europe has agreed to re-invite Russia to the Group of Eight, that is G8, after the conflict in Ukraine is settled. According to Europe's counter-proposal to the US peace plan for Ukraine drafted by United Kingdom, Germany and France, Russia is to be progressively reintegrated into the global economic bloc G8. US President Donald Trump had recently called the collective West rejection of the G8 format a big mistake. The G7 is a group of economically advanced nations comprising of the United Kingdom, Germany, Italy, Canada, the United States, France, and Japan. The group operated as G7 from 1976 until 1997 when Russia joined it and it became G8. However, in March 2014, following the events in Ukraine and subsequent deterioration in relations between Russia and West, the group reverted to G7 format during Barack Obama's time. Prime Minister Modi has congratulated Indian athletes for their phenomenal, extraordinary, and record breaking performance at the World Boxing Championship Finals 2025. In a social media post, the Prime Minister said that athletes have brought home an unprecedented 20 medals, including 9 gold medals. Mr. Modi said that this record breaking performance showcases the resolve and determination of the country's boxers. Prime Minister Modi has urged G20 nations to shift from profit driven innovations to a model that prioritizes humanity, equality, global cooperation. At the third session of the G20 summit in Johannesburg under the theme A Fair and a Just Future for All, Critical Minerals, Decent Work, Artificial Intelligence, Prime Minister Modi said technology should be human centric, global, and open source. He noted that India's digital ecosystem follows this vision, helping the country lead the world in digital payments. Highlighting India's growing leadership in AI and space, Prime Minister Modi said the country is promoting broad participation across sectors through inclusivity and accessibility. He outlined the India's AI philosophy based on equitable access, population scale skilling, and responsible deployment, and said India's AI mission is building high performance computing infrastructure to reach every district and language. Prime Minister Modi also announced that India will host the AI Impact Summit in February 2026, themed Sarvajana Hitaya, Sarvajana Sukhaya, welfare and happiness for all, and invited all G20 nations to participate. Prime Minister Modi has congratulated Indian blind women's cricket team for creating history by winning the inaugural Blind Women's T20 World Cup. In a social media post, Prime Minister said the win is commendable as India's team remained unbeaten in the series. Prime Minister said the women's team victory is indeed historic sporting achievement, a shining example of hard work, teamwork, and determination. He said this feat will inspire generations to come. Mr. Modi added that each player is a champion and extended his best wishes to the team for its future endeavors. Justice Suryakant this week took oath as the 53rd Chief Justice of India. President Draupadi Murmu administered the oath of office of Justice Suryakant at Rashtrapati Bhavan this morning. Justice Suryakant has succeeded Justice B.R. Gawai, who demitted office yesterday. Vice President C.P. Radhakrishnan, Prime Minister Narendra Modi, Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla, and Union Ministers including Amit Shah, Rajnath Singh, J.P. Nadda, and other dignitaries were present during the oath taking ceremony. Born in 1962 in Hisar, Haryana, Justice Suryakant practiced law at the District Court Hisar in 1984. He is specialized in constitution, service, and civil matters. He represented a number of universities, boards, corporations, banks, and also the High Court. Justice Suryakant earned the distinction of being appointed the youngest Advocate General in Haryana in year 2000. Pakistani forces have taken into custody 15 Baloch civilians in a series of raids in Balochistan amid an escalating human rights crisis across the province. Human rights body Baloch Voice for Justice BVJ said in a new wave of raids in Dera Bukti districts on Friday, Pakistan's Frontier Corps and Counter-Terrorism Department entered several homes and took more than 15 civilians into custody. The BVG stated that these raids show an ongoing pattern of mass detention with no information on the detainees. Families report fear, pressure, and no access to any legal process. This raises serious concerns under the international humanitarian rights standards that protect civilians from arbitrary arrests. The rights body urged immediate attention from the United Nations Humanitarian Rights, the European Commission, Amnesty International, Human Rights Watch, and other global observers, calling for independent verification, transparency, and safe recovery of all detainees. India this week sent off its contingent to the World Skills Asia Competition 2025. The Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship said that 23 candidates will take part in the competition to be held in Chinese Taipei from 27th of this month. Minister for Skill Development and Entrepreneurship Jayant Chaudhary participated in the send-off ceremony and said that the government is committed to empowering talent that can compete, collaborate, contribute to the vision of becoming skill capital of the world. Expressing confidence in the Indian contingent, he said that the participants have undergone months of rigorous training under the mentorship of experts of unwavering support of our skill and skill councils. This is the first time India is participating in the World Skill Asia platform. National Skill Development Corporation is leading the Indian contingent, and World Skill India is the implementation and knowledge partner. It comprises 23 competitors and 21 experts who will represent the country in 21 skill categories to compete on an international stage against Asia's most skilled young professionals. In Pakistan, prices of fruits and vegetables have skyrocketed while prices of poultry witnessed a steep fall in Punjab and Khyber Pakhtunkhwa province following the suspension of trade with Afghanistan after border clashes. Media reports said that Pakistan imports vegetables like tomatoes, onions, and fruits, and lots of dry fruits from Afghanistan through road trade. But with the borders closed, prices have gone up. On the other hand, poultry product prices are down, and there is no export to Afghanistan now, and there is a surplus in the local market. A vegetable wholesaler said recent floods hit a lot of local crops in Pakistan, and in many areas, vegetables and fruit crops were wasted. So they have been relying heavily on Afghan for imports. After the Taliban government in Afghanistan told its traders to stop trade with Pakistan, the Defense Minister of Pakistan, Khwaja Asif, claimed a few days back that eventually, if there is no trade with Afghanistan, it will benefit Pakistani people. At least 5 major crossings between the two countries, including Turkham and Spin Baldak, have been closed for more than a month following border clashes, leading to a sharp deterioration in relations. North Atlantic Treaty Organization NATO fighter jets from Romania and Germany were scrambled this week after a drone penetrated deeper than ever into Romanian airspace near the Ukrainian border, in what Belgrade described as a Russian provocation. The drone breach followed overnight Russian strikes on the Ukrainian port across the Don Bay. It was Romania's 13th report incursion since Russia's 2022 war and the first to occur in daylight. German Eurofighters initially tracked the drone to Tulkay before it returned to Ukraine, while Romania's F 16 responded with a second breach heading towards inland Varsia. Residents in the three countries were briefly told to take cover as the tension along NATO's eastern flank intensified. Prime Minister Modi inaugurated the Safran Aircraft Engine Service India SAESI facility at the GMR Aerospace and Industrial Park in Hyderabad this week through a video conferencing. The Prime Minister's office said in a statement that SAESI is Safran's dedicated maintenance, repair, and overall MRO facility for leading edge aviation propulsion engines. With this facility, for the first time, a global engine original equipment manufacturer OEM has set up a MRO operation in India. The MRO facility will be a major step towards the goal of self-reliance in aviation sector. Developing indigenous capabilities in MRO will reduce foreign exchange outflow, create high-value jobs, strengthen supply chain resilience, and position India as the global aviation hub. New Delhi has stated that Arunachal Pradesh is an integral and an inalienable part of India, and no amount of denial by the Chinese side is going to change this indisputable reality. In response to media queries regarding statement made by Chinese Foreign Ministry External Affairs spokesperson Randeep Jaiswal said that the issue of detention of an Indian citizen from Arunachal has been seen and taken up strongly with the Chinese side. The Indian citizen was holding a valid passport and transiting to Shanghai International Airport on her onward travel to Japan. Mr. Jaiswal said that Chinese authorities have still not been able to explain their actions, which violate several conventions governing international air travel. He further stated that these actions by the Chinese authorities also violate their own regulations, which allow visa free transit up to 24 hours for nationals of all countries. Russian President Vladimir Putin will be on a 2-day state visit to India from 4th of next month to attend the 23rd India Russia Annual Summit. Mr. Putin will be visiting India at the invitation of Prime Minister Modi. The External Affairs Ministry said that during his visit, Russian President will hold talks with Prime Minister, President, and will also have a banquet dinner at the Rashtrapati Bhavan. The forthcoming state visit will provide an opportunity for the leadership of India and Russia to review progress in bilateral relations. It will also set a vision for strengthening and special and privileged strategic partnership and exchange views on regional and global issues of mutual interest. India has secured third rank in the Asia Power Index 2025, while the US and China occupy the first and second spot. Australia based think tank Lowy Institute recently released its annual Asia Power Index, which assesses the ability of nations, particularly of those in Asian continent, to influence their external environments. As per the ranking, both India and China have scored better in various metrics and improved their standing than before, but a wide gap exists between the two. Another striking feature of the report is India's steady growing power, and in year 2025 it will cross the threshold defined by Asia Power Index for major power status. The seventh edition of the Asia Power Index evaluates the power of 27 countries and territories across Asia based on 131 indicators across 8 thematic measures, including military capabilities, defense networks, economic capability, and relationships, diplomatic and cultural influence, as well as resilience and future resources.
Well, that's all, friends, for this week's updates. See you soon next Sunday on the same channel. Till then, take care. Bye bye.